Hello and welcome to my review of the Warhammer 40,000 Necrons Lord Hasmoteph the Resplendent from Games Workshop. Now, one of these models will cost you £21. He was a made to order miniature that was up for pre-order middle of July, and we're quite lucky to even have him because he was initially going to be a open day tournament exclusive miniature for when they run the tournaments in the US, but Games Workshop last minute decided to make him made to order, and with that you could expect him within about 150 days or so, 140 days, but mine actually arrived within a week of me placing an order. There was another miniature at the same time. I think it was an Age of Sigmar mini that is also released for made to order. So that was great, great news, and great to have this model in my hands. What we'll do is we'll have a closer look. So what we'll do in this review is we'll have a closer look at the miniature. We'll go through some size comparisons with other Necron models and Imperial models, and then we'll go through all of the rules. Now, typically I would like to proxy him as a Necron Lord. I mean, it does say Lord Hasmoteph on there. I don't think I'd be comfortable in proxying him as a Cryptek, because Hasmoteph the Crooked could be proxied as a Plasmancer, if anything, out of the Crypteks. So let's have a closer look at this miniature right here. He's got this Staff of Light, I'm assuming. He's got this Resurrection Orb, and he's got a tactical skull with a little scarab there. No scarabs on his cloak, or actually anywhere else, like on his staff or his legs. It's just one scarab, and that is inside the skull of that dead Necron. Or should I say disassembled for the meantime. Quite a tall model, very chest heavy, a lot of chest and back going on there, and his head is in a very kind of crooked angle. It's to its extremes, I would think, but I like the metal plates on there, and the staff looks quite cool. It's just a great it's just another option to have a Lord instead of one with a war scythe. But you know, then again, war scythes are pretty cool, and you know, unfortunately he's not an overlord, so he doesn't get access to that tachyon arrow, which is an absolute beast of a weapon. But there we go. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. I was holding it a bit far away, but yeah, quite a nice mini. What we'll do is we'll drop straight into the size comparisons then. So next to Hasmoteph, I'd say Cryptek, the other commemorative series miniature, they're on the same size base, but Hasmoteph is, I say, a little bit taller. Staff-wise, they're kind of the same. And Hasmoteph is standing upright. All of these Crypteks seem to be hunched over, but I'll leave it up to you in the comments which you think is the better looking miniature. I mean, I did prefer Hasmoteph, but I now prefer Hasmoteph, but that's just my opinion, of course. Next to other Necron models, so we've got the Overlord from the Indomitus box set, and we've got another Overlord with a War Scythe and Resurrection Orb there. So compared to both of those, he's going to be a similar height. I just don't think he's got the same kind of presence as the Overlord, and neither with this one as well, with the big War Scythe, but that's just, again, my opinion. He's probably the weakest out of those three minis, but there we go. And just next to a normal Necron Warrior, he does stand a bit taller than those, so he's going to be bigger than those and the Immortals if you wanted to lead them into battle. Compared to some Imperial models, we've got Slime Marbo there, a Primaris, and a normal Space Marine. Compared to the normal Space Marine, he is a fair bit taller. Necrons usually are. The Primaris almost gives him a run for his money. He's almost as the Primaris is almost as tall as the Lord and Slime Marbo. Yeah, minus the tactical orc head, probably comes up to almost chest height. So yeah, he's your typical tall Necron model that will stand a bit bigger than a normal Space Marine army. So this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for Lord Hasmoteph the Resplendent. He doesn't get any specific name character rules, but you can proxy him as a normal Necron Lord. And if you do that, he will be an HQ choice, cost you a power points cost of 5 and a points cost of 70 points. You're going to have to pay an extra 30 points for that resurrection orb, which is quite pricey actually. It's, you know, almost half the model's cost. War Scythe would cost you 5 points, but as you can see, he's just got that staff. He's not got a option for a War Scythe. So his stat line reads, his movement speed is 6 inches, weapon skills 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength and toughness are both 5, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 10 and a save of 3+. A Lord is equipped with Staff of Light. It has 2 profiles, a shooting attack and a melee attack. So for shooting, it's a range of 18 inches, it's a solid assault 3, strength 5, AP -2 and a damage 1. That's all right. It's nice that it's AP -2 and it's nice that it's assault. The melee version of it is the strength of the user, which again is 5, AP -2, damage 1. So there is really no benefit of either shooting or in melee, because they've got the same chance of hitting, you've got the same strength, same AP, same damage and the same number of attacks, except you might be out of range from whatever you're firing the Staff of Light at. You can take a Void Blade or a War Scythe, but we won't go into those. The Resurrection Orb, which you can clearly see he's equipped with. Once per battle in your command phase, the bearer can use its Resurrection Orb. If it does, select one friendly dynasty unit within 6 inches of the bearer that is not at its starting strength and has not had its reanimation protocols enacted this phase. That unit's reanimation protocols are enacted and every destroyed model in that unit begins to reassemble. Very, very nice. This model's Staff of Light can be replaced with one of the following: Hyperphase Sword, 1 Void Blade, 1 War Scythe, and the model can be equipped with a Resurrection Orb. Abilities: Living Metal, Command Protocols, the Lord's Will. In your command phase, you can select one friendly Dynasty Core unit within 9 inches of this model. Until the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, re-roll a hit roller for 1. It's very nice. And Relentless March Aura. While a friendly Dynasty Core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time that unit is selected to make a normal move or advance until the end of that phase, add 1 inch to the move characteristic of models in that unit. Very nice too. Keywords: Necrons, Dynasty, Infantry, Character, Noble, Lord. So I hear you ask, Super, what is the difference of between picking the Lord and the Overlord? Well, the Overlord is a fair bit more expensive. It's got the same strength and toughness, but it does have more wounds, more attacks, and it has a better weapon skill and ballistic skill. It's definitely cut out to cause more damage against other characters, the Overlord. It has that Hyperphase Glaive. It has that Tachyon Arrow where you only get 1 shot, but it's a nice 120 inch strength 12 AP -5 weapon, so that's great for starting. That's great for taking off a few wounds at the start of the game. It does have the Resurrection Orb. It has that My Will Be Done, so it adds 1 to the attack roll as well, and it has that very, very important invulnerable save. Normal Necron Lords do not have invulnerable saves, which isn't the best. However, with the Living Metal, it can keep recovering the lost wounds. So there you go. That is my review of the Necrons Lord Hasmoteph the Resplendent. You can proxy him as a Necron Lord. What do you guys think of the model? It'd be great to hear your opinions. Please do put them down in the comments below as always. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Silent King protects.